Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into one of my favorite topics ever, the women who've defined fashion in the 2020s. From elevated minimalism to streetwear luxury, these are the style icons who shape what we wear, how we wear it, and what the internet obsesses over. In this video, we'll break down the signature looks and evolution of 5 of the best-dressed celebrities of this decade: Hailey Bieber, Kaia Gerber, Kendall Jenner, Gigi Hadid, and Bella Hadid. Each of them has crafted a completely unique aesthetic, from Hailey's clean girl elegance to Bella's fearless vintage revival. And together, they tell the story of what fashion looks like in the 2020s. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's go through each of their signature styles, chapter by chapter. Hailey Bieber isn't just stylish, she's culturally stylish. She's not following trends, she's defining them. One airport photo of her in an oversized blazer and loafers, and suddenly everyone's trying to find a dupe. One slicked back bun selfie, and now every tutorial on TikTok is about achieving that clean girl look. What sets her apart is that she makes high fashion feel wearable. She'll pair designer heels with vintage jeans, or throw a baseball cap on with an expensive trench, and somehow it never looks mismatched. It just works. Hailey's become the reference point for minimal, model off-duty fashion that still feels elevated. She knows her angles, she knows her aesthetic, and she sticks to it, without being boring. That's why she's become a modern-day style icon. So let's go back a little and look at how Hailey went from edgy streetwear girl to modern-day fashion muse. In the early days of her fame, Hailey's style was heavily influenced by edgy streetwear. Think oversized hoodies, denim shorts, fishnet tights, chokers, flannels tied around the waist, and heavy-duty boots. It was grunge-inspired and playful, very Tumblr era. She leaned into bold makeup, glossy lips, and occasionally even a platinum blonde moment. You could really see the influence of skate culture and hip-hop on her looks. At that point, her style felt experimental, as if she was still figuring out what truly represented her. She played with trends, tried out bold statements, and wasn't afraid to take risks. Things really started to shift around 2018, especially after she got engaged to Justin. Her style began maturing. She moved away from teenage grunge and leaned into structured tailoring, minimal basics, and polished silhouettes. Oversized blazers became a signature. The color palette narrowed down to neutrals: black, white, beige, and muted tones. She started wearing more monochrome outfits: leather trousers, minimalist crop tops, and sleek outerwear. You could feel the Danny Michelle styling influence coming in here. Everything began to look curated, effortless but intentional. She was still doing sneakers and baseball caps, but now pairing them with trench coats and gold hoops instead of ripped denim and graphic tees. Today, Hailey's fashion is all about understated luxury. She embodies the quiet luxury and clean girl aesthetic, but makes it feel edgy and personal. She loves brands like The Row, Bottega Veneta, Saint Laurent, and Wardrobe NYC, but also incorporates accessible pieces from Levi's or vintage shops. The cool thing about her current style is that it's never overdone. Her looks are clean, minimalist, and confident. It's all about fit, structure, and that tiny bit of masculine energy, like wearing an oversized suit with a tiny bralette or pairing boxy jeans with kitten heels. If I had to describe Hailey's closet in 3 words, I'd say oversized, neutral, tailored. She loves a structured blazer, usually oversized, sometimes even borrowed from the boys. You'll almost always catch her in something black, beige, or white. She's rarely wearing bright colors, and when she does, it's usually denim blue or a bold red for a statement. Her go-to pieces include white tanks and fitted basics, long wool coats in winter, baggy jeans or tailored trousers, sleek leather jackets, and shoes that are either super casual, like sneakers and loafers, or sharp, like a pointed heel. And the accessories? Always minimal. Think small shoulder bags, clean gold hoops, black sunglasses, and sometimes a baseball cap to top it off. Everything feels cohesive, but never repetitive. She keeps it interesting with texture and silhouette. Let's talk about Hailey's beauty vibe, because honestly, it's just as recognizable as her wardrobe. She's become the face of the clean girl aesthetic. Her skin always looks glowy, like she's just had a facial. No cakey foundation, no over-contouring. Just that soft, lit-from-within glow. She usually keeps things minimal. Maybe a tinted moisturizer or skin tint, some bronzy blush on the cheeks, a bit of highlighter on the high points, and that's it. Her brows are always brushed up, lashes soft and fluttery, not heavy, and her lips? Always glossy, usually in a nude tone, sometimes lined for a bit of definition. When it comes to hair, you'll either see it slicked back into a bun, tucked neatly behind her ears, or twisted up with a claw clip. And it always looks so fresh and put together, even if she's just in sweats and a hoodie. She's mastered that "I didn't try, but I definitely did" kind of look. When it comes to daytime looks, Hailey's mastered the formula of looking cool without trying too hard. Most of the time, she keeps it casual. Jeans or biker shorts, a simple top, and something oversized thrown on top. You'll often see her in a big coat or blazer that instantly elevates the whole outfit. Then she adds something like sneakers, chunky loafers, maybe a baseball cap, and it's done. What makes her daywear so good is how balanced it is. There's always a play between something structured and something soft. Nothing screams for attention, but every piece feels intentional. It's minimalism, but it still has personality. And the best part? These outfits actually feel wearable. Like you could walk out your door right now and look just as polished. When the sun goes down, Hailey's style gets a little sleeker, a little bolder, but still stays true to that minimalist, less is more mindset. For a night out, she gravitates towards sharp tailoring, dark tones, and clean silhouettes. You'll often see her in a little black dress, nothing too busy, just a great fit, great shoes, and maybe a statement coat. She doesn't over-accessorize. Sometimes it's just slicked back hair, glowing skin, and a strong heel. Other times, she'll add drama with texture, like leather, silk, or a structured piece that makes a quiet statement. Her going out looks always feel confident. Not flashy or loud, just powerful and polished. She gives off the energy of someone who knows she looks good and doesn't need to prove it. Now let's talk red carpet, because Hailey's approach here is just as thoughtful. She's not the type to wear something purely for shock value. Her gowns are sculptural, minimal, and elegant, with an edge. She gravitates toward clean silhouettes, column dresses, strapless cuts, backless gowns, with tiny but powerful details. Maybe it's an exaggerated sleeve, a subtle cutout, or a dramatic neckline. And she often sticks to a muted palette: black, white, cream, or a soft metallic. Hair is usually pulled back, makeup dewy and refined. It's never overdone. That's part of her red carpet magic. She lets the dress speak and she never competes with it. Her red carpet presence is proof that simplicity can be bold when done right. She brings the same energy she has in her street style: quiet, strong, unforgettable. When Hailey's off-duty for real, on vacation or at a festival, you see a softer, more playful version of her style. Still minimal, still put together, but with a little more texture and fun. She tends to go breezy and relaxed, nothing too tight or fussy. Think easy silhouettes, natural fabrics, and a bit of movement. There's often a little boho twist in her festival looks, but she never goes full Coachella cliché. It's more about the attitude. Cool, unfazed, like she didn't plan too hard but still looks amazing. On vacation, she embraces comfort and lightness. Her pieces feel a bit undone, maybe oversized or sun-faded, but always intentional. The vibe is, I'm stylish, but I'm also on holiday, so we're keeping it simple, effortless, and photogenic. Now, let's be real. Not all of us are shopping at the Row or Bottega, but the good news is, Hailey's style is super easy to replicate on a budget. For blazers and coats, Zara and Mango have tons of great options that feel expensive without being expensive. If you're looking for crisp white tees or fitted basics, Uniqlo and Weekday are my go-tos. They nail the Hailey vibe: clean, simple, and flattering. You can find chunky loafers or structured boots at places like Charles & Keith or in other stores. And for accessories, you really don't have to spend much. Minimal gold hoops, sleek sunglasses, and classic bags are everywhere from H&M to Etsy. The trick is focusing on shape and color. If the piece fits well and feels elevated, you're halfway there. If you want to recreate Hailey's style, it's not about copying exact pieces. It's more about capturing the vibe. Start by simplifying. Stick to clean lines, good tailoring, and neutral colors. Think in contrasts, structured with soft, oversized with fitted. Don't overload your outfit with accessories or patterns. One strong silhouette is enough. Then layer intentionally. A coat or blazer can elevate even the most basic look. And the details? Keep them subtle. A pair of gold hoops, a sleek bag, maybe sunglasses. That's really all you need. And remember, her style is all about confidence. There's always this calm, assured energy in how she wears her clothes. It's not showy, it's just cool. So whatever you're wearing, own it. That's the real secret. As I show you some looks inspired by Hailey's style, pay attention to the energy of the outfits more than the items themselves. It's about balance. Every look has a kind of quiet intention behind it. Some combinations feel laid back and effortless, perfect for running errands or grabbing coffee. Others are a bit sharper, like something she'd wear to dinner or a casual event. There's a sleekness to it all, but never too polished, never too posed. You'll notice how each outfit plays with volume and fit. Some are oversized and cozy, while others are sculpted and clean. The common thread? They're all rooted in simplicity. Hailey's looks always let the person shine through the clothes, not the other way around. So as you're watching, imagine how you could adapt these combinations to your own wardrobe, your own lifestyle. That's the fun part. I've always admired the way Bella can take something as simple as jeans and a little top and somehow make it feel like a fashion statement. She has this cool, effortless energy that makes every outfit look intentional, even if it's just a quick coffee run in New York. What I love about her style is how personal it feels. She mixes high fashion with vintage treasures, throws in a bit of edge, and creates looks that spark trends all over the world. Bella has really changed the way we see street style. Her paparazzi looks have become just as inspiring as her Met Gala gowns, and she makes fashion feel playful, unexpected, and still totally wearable. Bella Hadid was born in Washington, D.C. and raised in California, growing up surrounded by creativity and style. With a Palestinian father who's an architect and a Dutch mother who was a model, fashion was always part of her world. Alongside her sister Gigi, she stepped into modeling as a teenager and quickly became one of the most recognizable faces in the industry. What sets Bella apart, though, isn't just her modeling success, it's how she's built her own identity in fashion. She's not just walking for the biggest designers, she's influencing them, inspiring entire collections, and shaping trends through her personal style. Fans don't just watch her on the runway, they follow her vintage shopping habits, her off-duty looks, and her fearless approach to mixing edgy, archival pieces with modern silhouettes. Bella has become a true fashion muse, someone whose style feels both aspirational and deeply personal. She's not afraid to experiment, take risks, or spark new trends, and that's what keeps her at the center of the fashion conversation. Bella Hadid is one of those rare people who does not just wear fashion, but shapes it. What makes her so popular is her ability to mix high fashion with pieces that feel personal and accessible. One day she's in full couture on the runway, and the next she's wearing thrifted vintage, cargos, and a pair of sneakers. Yet it all feels elevated. She has a talent for making trends feel fresh again. Bella brought low-rise denim, tiny sunglasses, and archival pieces back into the spotlight, and she has helped spark a renewed love for vintage shopping and sustainable styling. Her paparazzi photos often go viral because her street style feels so carefully thought out, yet effortless, like she's styling for herself rather than an audience. People also connect with Bella because of her authenticity. She is open about her struggles and her growth, and she comes across as someone genuine and grounded despite her success. That mix of realness and creativity makes her stand out in an industry that can often feel curated and distant. Bella's popularity is not just about being a supermodel, she is a style leader. She is fearless with silhouettes, textures, and accessories, and she is one of the few celebrities who consistently takes risks while staying true to her aesthetic. Bella started her modeling career with a wardrobe that reflected her status as a newcomer in fashion. Her looks were sleek, simple, and often monochrome, with a strong emphasis on clean lines. During this time, she was experimenting with her image, often seen in form-fitting dresses, skinny jeans, and heels. Her style leaned toward a more traditional, glamorous model aesthetic, letting her striking features take center stage. By 2017, Bella's style started to shift. She began incorporating edgier elements like leather jackets, crop tops, and sportier influences. Street style became an important part of her public image, with paparazzi photos capturing her casual yet curated looks. This was also the year she began leaning into her love for vintage, setting herself apart from other models with a more personal and adventurous style. 2018 to 2019, Bella entered a full experimental phase, embracing Y2K aesthetics and archival designer pieces. Low-rise bottoms, micro sunglasses, and statement boots became her signatures. She was frequently spotted in unique vintage finds and unexpected pairings, like pairing baggy cargo pants with feminine tops or sleek heels. This period marked the birth of Bella as a trendsetter, with fans looking to her paparazzi shots for inspiration. By 2020, Bella had fully embraced her role as a fashion leader. She was confidently mixing high-end runway pieces with thrifted and archival items, creating looks that felt one of a kind. This was when her sleek hair buns, chunky gold jewelry, and statement coats started to define her street style. She showed a strong preference for creative layering and silhouettes, and she was no longer just modeling trends, she was setting them. Bella's current style is the most refined and influential it has ever been. She's become known for her bold and sometimes daring red carpet looks, working closely with designers to create pieces that feel like art. On the street, she continues to inspire with her mix of leather jackets, shearling coats, vintage accessories, plaid details, and unexpected layering. Bella's love of archival designer fashion has influenced an entire generation of trend watchers. and she's become a true muse for both brands and fashion lovers around the world. When I think of Bella's style, her everyday looks are honestly what inspire me the most. She has this incredible way of turning a simple walk around New York into a full-on fashion moment, and it never feels forced. Bella's style really shines in these off-duty outfits because you can see her personality in them. She's known for those low-rise jeans and trousers that have become a Bella signature, often paired with cropped tops or playful cutout pieces. She loves a good leather jacket or an oversized coat to give her outfit structure and edge. And when the weather gets colder, she pulls out shearling coats and layers like a pro. Even something as simple as a white tank and baggy jeans looks intentional when she wears it. She often pairs her jeans with feminine tops for a contrast that feels chic and effortless. And she's also a big fan of midi vintage skirts, capris, and vintage designer dresses, which add a softer, polished side to her wardrobe. One of the most personal parts of Bella's style is how much she embraces her love of farm life and her cowboy boyfriend's influence. She often steps out in full Western-inspired outfits, wearing cowboy boots, denim on denim, wide belts, and sometimes even cowboy hats. These looks never feel like costumes. They feel authentic because this side of her reflects who she really is. Bella mixes that rustic, ranch-inspired aesthetic with high fashion, creating a style that feels refreshing, grounded, and completely her own. She's also a big fan of athleisure, and she's so good at mixing sporty pieces with unexpected silhouettes. She's been seen pairing suede midi skirts with sporty jackets, leggings with crisp button-up shirts, and biker shorts with tailored coats. Bella makes comfortable athletic wear feel just as fashion-forward as her runway looks, and it has inspired so many people to experiment with their own casual styling. Accessories are where Bella's creativity really comes through. She loves vintage bags, tiny retro sunglasses, reading glasses, and chunky gold jewelry, and these pieces add so much character to her looks. Plaid details and vintage-inspired prints also pop up often, giving her outfits that perfect blend of nostalgic and modern that she's known for. Her shoe collection reflects her versatility as well. She alternates between sneakers, chunky knee-high boots, point-toe heels, loafers, and of course, her signature cowboy boots. This mix of footwear helps define her style as experimental yet authentic. That's really the magic of her off-duty style. Bella dresses for herself. She experiments, she mixes, she surprises, and it always feels natural. Her street style is one of the biggest reasons she's become a fashion icon, because she makes getting dressed look like a form of self-expression rather than a chore. And while Bella's casual looks are inspiring on their own, her evening outfits deserve just as much attention. Let's dive into her night out style and see how she takes her fashion game to the next level. Bella's night out style is just as iconic as her streetwear, but it has a completely different energy. When she's getting dressed for an evening event or a night out, she leans into drama, glamour, and a little bit of edge. This is where her love for Gothic influences really shows. She often reaches for black, body-hugging dresses with daring cutouts, leather sets, or corset-inspired pieces that feel bold, yet effortless on her. She's also a master of accessories at night. Chunky jewelry, statement bags, and sleek point-toe heels add a sharp, polished finish to her looks. And when she wants to really make an impact, she'll swap her heels for knee-high or thigh-high boots, which give her outfits a striking editorial vibe even off the red carpet. What makes Bella's night-out style so interesting is that it still feels personal. Even when she's wearing something dramatic, there's an ease to the way she styles it, as if these pieces are part of her regular wardrobe and not just a look for the cameras. It's bold and sexy, but still has that Bella signature of confidence and individuality. Bella's vacation style has this fun, carefree energy that feels completely natural to her. She often reaches for bikini tops, crochet pieces, and mini skirts, making even a day at the beach feel like a fashion moment. In so many of her holiday looks, she mixes relaxed silhouettes with bold accessories, like a crochet cowboy hat or bright sunglasses, which add personality without ever looking overdone. She also embraces color and texture when she's on vacation. Flowing dresses, sheer cover-ups, and silk scarves tied around her hair show off a softer, more romantic side of her style. Even in casual outfits, there's always a statement element, whether it's a vibrant print or a perfectly chosen piece of jewelry. Whenever Bella steps onto a red carpet, it's never just about wearing a beautiful dress. It feels like a full fashion moment. She chooses looks that are bold and memorable, but there is always something about them that feels very her. Bella has this incredible ability to make even the most dramatic couture pieces look effortless, like she was meant to wear them. Over the years, she has worn everything from sculptural Schiaparelli gowns to sleek Versace dresses, Mugler bodysuits, and rare archival pieces that feel like they belong in a fashion museum. She's not afraid to experiment with daring silhouettes, and that confidence is part of what makes her so magnetic. The Met Gala is where she really shines. Her looks there are always striking and creative, and she has a way of playing with structure and texture that makes her stand out, without ever looking like she's trying too hard. Even in high-fashion editorials, Bella completely transforms to match the vision, which proves why she's not only a model, but also a true style muse. What I love about her red carpet style is that it's inspiring but still feels connected to her. She has a sense of artistry and drama in her choices, but you can always see her personality shining through, which is why she's always one of the most anticipated guests on any red carpet. Bella's style is full of little details that make it instantly recognizable. She loves low-rise bottoms and cropped or cut-out tops, which add a playful and bold edge to her looks. Leather is another staple for her, whether it's a perfectly fitted jacket or a full leather set that gives her outfits that sleek, model off-duty energy. One of her trademarks is how she experiments with proportions. Bella often wears oversized jackets over fitted bottoms or pairs a structured coat with minimal pieces underneath. She uses these contrasts to create balance in her outfits, which keeps them visually interesting and unique. She also has a fearless approach to mixing aesthetics. Bella can lean fully into Western-inspired pieces, like cowboy boots and denim sets, or embrace athleisure with track jackets and biker shorts. She doesn't limit herself to one style box, and that versatility is part of what makes her fashion so inspiring. Bella's looks often feel like they tell a story, whether she's wearing archival designer pieces or unexpected styling combinations. Her signature isn't about a single silhouette or color palette. It's about her willingness to take risks, reinvent herself, and create a style that feels completely her own. Bella's hair and makeup are always an extension of her style, and she's never afraid to experiment. While her rich brunette is what she is best known for, she has also gone blonde, showing a softer and almost romantic side to her look. At other times, she's played with bangs, giving her style that playful edge that suits her so well. She often goes sleek with her hair, pulling it back into polished buns or ponytails, but she also embraces texture. Natural waves, braided styles, and effortless half-up looks are part of her rotation, proving that she enjoys switching things up depending on her mood. Even her updos often have a modern twist, whether it's a claw clip, a little volume, or strands left loose for a casual feel. Her makeup is all about enhancing her natural features. Bella often keeps her base light and glowy, with soft contouring, a touch of blush, and a subtle highlight for dimension. She focuses on defined brows, bright eyes, and finishes with a simple lip, adding drama only when the moment calls for it. Bella has a deep appreciation for designers with strong aesthetics and storytelling. She frequently wears Mugler, Schiaparelli, Versace, Jean-Paul Gaultier, and Vivienne Westwood, often choosing archival or custom pieces. For everyday looks, she mixes in brands like Diesel, Chrome Hearts, and Prada, and she's known for hunting down rare vintage finds that make her style feel one of a kind. The great thing about Bella's style is that it's easy to recreate without a huge budget. Many of her looks are built around vintage pieces, thrift finds, and sporty basics, so you can take inspiration from her outfits without needing designer labels. Channeling Bella's style is all about confidence and creativity, rather than chasing expensive labels. Start by building a wardrobe of versatile staples like low-rise jeans, leather jackets, sleek boots, and cropped tops. Add in sporty pieces like track jackets or biker shorts to mix in that effortless athleisure vibe she loves. Vintage shopping is key to getting her look. Bella is known for finding rare archival pieces and accessories, but you don't have to go high-end to capture her style. Thrift stores, vintage shops, and online secondhand platforms are perfect for hunting down unique bags, belts, and retro sunglasses. Most importantly, have fun with proportions and styling. Pair oversized jackets with minimal outfits, try bold accessories with simple basics, or mix feminine pieces with more masculine tailoring. Bella's style works because it feels personal, so take inspiration from her looks but make them your own. Now it's time to see Bella's style come to life. In this section, I put together a series of outfits inspired by her most iconic looks, from her everyday street style to her bold evening fashion and playful vacation outfits. As these combinations pop up on screen, notice how each one captures a different side of her style and the confidence she brings to every look. This part of the video is meant to give you inspiration. You'll see pieces styled in ways that reflect Bella's love for vintage finds, unexpected layering, and accessories that make a statement. Pay attention to how proportions and textures play together, because that's a huge part of what makes her outfits so striking. Use these visuals as a guide to experiment with your own wardrobe. You don't need to copy every detail, but you can borrow elements, mix things up, and create outfits that channel Bella's fearless energy while still feeling like you. From her early days as the most low-key Kardashian to becoming a high-fashion runway regular and one of the most influential street-style muses of our time, Kendall Jenner has carved out her own fashion identity. She's not just following trends, she's setting them. Whether it's quiet luxury, 90s minimalism, or reimagining classic pieces in modern silhouettes, Kendall's style is aspirational, relatable, and always a step ahead. She's often described as the model of the moment, not only for her career but for how she makes everyday outfits look editorial. Kendall's signature look is built on a strong foundation of clean silhouettes, elevated basics, and sharp tailoring. Her closet is filled with well-cut trousers, minimal blazers, vintage-inspired denim, simple tanks, and versatile outerwear. Color-wise, she leans heavily into neutrals: black, beige, off-white, muted olive, and charcoal gray, with the occasional pop of red or mustard in colder months. She loves pieces that toe the line between masculine and feminine, pairing oversized coats with tight tops, wearing loose trousers with bralettes, or grounding a super sheer dress with structured shoes. And even though her outfits can look effortless, there's always something intentional happening. A proportion play, a textural contrast, a flash of skin done with total control. It's that quiet confidence that defines her style. In the early 2010s, Kendall's style was exactly what you'd expect from a teenager growing up in the spotlight. Her looks were soft, casual, and a little trendy. Skinny jeans, floral dresses, ballet flats, and a rotating collection of leather jackets. She experimented with bright colors, statement accessories, and lots of prints. Nothing too daring. She was still figuring out who she was, both personally and stylistically. But even back then, you could see hints of the minimalism she'd later embrace. Her outfits often had a clean silhouette, and she never leaned too hard into over-the-top glam like some of her peers. It was a quiet start to what would become a very focused fashion journey. This was the turning point. As Kendall's modeling career took off, her style became sharper, more directional. And suddenly, she wasn't just following trends, she was setting them. She became a poster girl for the model off-duty aesthetic, crop tops with high-waisted denim, bomber jackets, hoodies, and bold sunglasses. She leaned into oversized outerwear, sheer layers, and streetwear influence, all while keeping the color palette muted and cohesive. This era was also heavily influenced by her inner circle. Hailey Bieber, Gigi and Bella Hadid, and her collaborations with brands like Yeezy. Kendall's outfits started showing up in paparazzi photos, Tumblr dashboards, and early Pinterest boards. It was cool girl fashion with an edge, and it cemented her as a style reference. As she matured, so did her wardrobe. Between 2018 and 2020, Kendall started to shift away from trend-heavy streetwear and into a more thoughtful, elevated aesthetic. She embraced what we now call quiet luxury, choosing simple silhouettes, expensive fabrics, and refined tailoring over logos and hype-driven fashion. This was her silk slip dress era, her tailored trouser era, her Bottega Veneta heels, vintage Prada bags, and neutral monochrome looks. She started wearing more vintage designer pieces. Celine, Tom Ford era Gucci, and brands like The Row and Kate became regulars in her rotation. There was a clear sophistication here. Still cool, still Kendall, but with a quiet power behind every outfit. Today, Kendall's style has fully bloomed into a modern minimalist dream. She's embraced long coats, wide-leg trousers, slinky dresses, sheer blouses, ballet flats, and a perfectly undone 90s sensibility. Her wardrobe has become the blueprint for the clean girl, quiet luxury, and model off-duty aesthetics we see all over TikTok and Instagram. Everything she wears now feels timeless, but fresh, like it could have been worn in the 90s, but somehow also feels like a vision of the future. She rarely experiments with loud colors or prints, and instead focuses on proportion, fabric, and styling details that make her look effortlessly composed. This is Kendall at her most refined, understated but unforgettable. She's not chasing attention. She's drawing it in by doing less, but doing it perfectly. Kendall's daywear is a masterclass in elevated simplicity. She's not someone who relies on bold logos or loud styling tricks to stand out. Instead, she builds her daily looks with intention, structure, and a deep understanding of proportion. When you break down her street style, you quickly realize that most of her outfits come from the same base formula, but it's the way she puts them together that makes them feel fresh and cool every single time. She often layers oversized shirts or jackets over crop tops, keeping things breezy but put together. Footwear is where she keeps things grounded. Loafers, sambas, or sleek sneakers with white socks are all part of her signature off-duty look. Even her activewear moments are styled. She's often seen in black biker shorts and sports bras, layered under a crisp shirt or cropped hoodie, finished with white crew socks and chunky sneakers. It's sporty, but there's always a level of curation that keeps it from feeling too casual or lazy. Her go-to daywear brands include The Row, Totem, and The Frankie Shop, all labels known for impeccable tailoring and understated luxury. And when it comes to accessories, she keeps it tight. Thin sunglasses, a leather tote, a small gold hoop, maybe a cap or vintage-inspired belt. The overall vibe? Effortless but curated. What makes Kendall's daywear so powerful is that it looks effortlessly put together. It's the kind of style that feels both attainable and aspirational. You can recreate the silhouettes easily, but capturing her level of polish takes a bit more finesse. Her clothes don't wear her, she wears them, with quiet confidence. Whether she's going to lunch in West Hollywood, heading to a casting, or just walking to Pilates, Kendall approaches every look like it matters. And that's the core of her style philosophy. Dress with purpose, even when you're dressing down. Kendall Jenner's night out style is sleek, sexy, and always intentional. She doesn't go for flashy, overstyled looks. Instead, she relies on well-cut silhouettes, rich textures, and clean lines to make an impact. Her formula is simple but powerful, one standout element per look, whether it's a sheer panel, a plunging neckline, or a dramatic open back. Everything else stays understated. She often reaches for slinky fabrics like satin, leather, or mesh, materials that add just enough drama without being overwhelming. Her color palette sticks to what she knows works, mostly black, white, deep reds, and the occasional earth tone, but it's the fit and structure that really make the look. And then there's her beauty styling. Kendall's hair for evening is either slicked back into a bun, softly waved and parted down the middle, or pulled into a high ponytail. She rarely experiments with elaborate updos or accessories. Her makeup is sultry but neutral. Think golden skin, soft contour, a brown smoky eye, brushed up brows, and either a glossy nude lip or a rich matte brown. Accessories are kept to a minimum, sometimes just a clutch and simple hoops, or a sculptural ring and nothing else. The absence of clutter in her styling is part of what makes her night out look so effective. Every detail is edited, nothing is random, nothing screams for attention. Kendall's approach to party dressing is, at its core, about intentional simplicity. It's not about wearing the loudest thing in the room. It's about showing up in something that fits you perfectly, moves with your body, and makes you feel like the best version of yourself. Kendall's red carpet appearances are an extension of her personal style. Modern, streamlined, and often a little daring. She doesn't rely on heavy embellishments or voluminous gowns. Instead, she's drawn to body-hugging silhouettes, sheer panels, and couture that lets her figure and poise shine. Some of her standout moments include the sheer Schiaparelli gown she wore at Cannes in 2018, her 2021 Met Gala Givenchy look, inspired by Audrey Hepburn, and the dramatic corseted Jean-Paul Gaultier dress she wore to the Oscars afterparty in 2023. Across the years, Kendall has also worked with designers like Versace, Alexandre Vauthier, and Rami Kadi, always choosing looks that blend sensuality with structure. You'll rarely, if ever, see her in something overly frilly, hyper-feminine, or fussy. She's drawn to sharp tailoring, sheer fabrics, long lines, and exposed skin that's shown with confidence and taste. Even her color choices are thoughtful. She tends to favor neutrals, black, white, metallics, and earth tones. Occasionally, she'll play with red or deep wine hues, but even then it's done in a way that feels timeless rather than trendy. The texture of the garment often becomes the wow factor, whether it's silk, tulle, crystal beading, or latex. The fabric is always working hard. Her hair and makeup on the red carpet remain consistent with her everyday look, just slightly elevated. Most of the time, she wears her hair slicked back or tucked behind her ears, creating a clean canvas that lets the gown and her bone structure shine. Makeup-wise, she goes for radiant skin, neutral tones on the eyes, a soft contour, and a peachy or nude lip. It's never theatrical. It's glowing, defined, and always camera-ready. What sets Kendall apart is that she never seems like she's trying too hard. She knows what works for her body, she knows how to move in a gown, and she knows how to create a moment without needing gimmicks. On the red carpet, she doesn't perform, she glides. In a sea of showy dresses and over-accessorized looks, Kendall's style remains cool, deliberate, and chic. Her red carpet choices reinforce the same style message she delivers daily. Less can be more, and when done right, minimalism can be absolutely unforgettable. Even when she's off the clock, Kendall Jenner never misses a fashion moment. Whether she's on vacation in Aspen or at a music festival in the desert, her looks always feel curated, intentional, and in line with her signature aesthetic: clean, cool, and quietly trend-setting. When she's on holiday, Kendall leans into the location, but always with her own twist. In colder destinations like Aspen, you'll see her in long, tailored coats layered over turtlenecks or knits, with leather pants or wide-leg trousers and sleek boots. It's a après-ski meets minimalist city chic. She often adds texture, think shearling jackets, chunky scarves, and bold sunglasses, but never overloads the look. In warmer climates, Kendall's vacation style becomes lighter and airier. She'll wear swimwear layered under breezy button-downs or sheer dresses, often using her bikini tops as a styling piece with linen trousers or long skirts. Her palette stays neutral, lots of whites, blacks, olive greens, and earthy browns, all styled in a way that feels relaxed but elevated. Then there's festival season, where Kendall really shines without ever going over the top. Unlike many celebrities who opt for exaggerated boho looks, Kendall keeps her Coachella outfits rooted in fashion-forward simplicity. Her hair at festivals is usually loose and lived in. Soft waves, braids, or a middle-parted ponytail. Makeup stays bronzy and dewy, with a focus on fresh skin and a natural lip, perfect for long outdoor days. What makes Kendall's vacation and festival style so memorable is her ability to stay true to herself while still adapting to the setting. She's never overdressed or underdressed, just perfectly in tune with the mood, always comfortable, and always ahead of the curve. Here's where Kendall's style really comes to life, through simple, intentional combinations that speak louder than trends ever could. Each of these looks follows her signature formula, a sense of balance, clarity, and quiet confidence. You'll notice how nothing feels forced. There's space to breathe in every outfit, even when the silhouette is bold or the styling is unexpected. She plays with shape, proportion, and texture, but never all at once. It's always about choosing one focal point and letting the rest support it. When she's dressing up, it's all about texture. A satin dress, a sheer blouse, leather pants, something that adds dimension without overpowering the look. Her palette stays neutral, and the styling is always edited. Even in vacation or festival settings, the formula holds: ease with polish. Accessories are kept simple and intentional. Sunglasses, a baseball cap, a clean bag, or a belt to shape the waist. Nothing extra, just enough. These outfits feel effortless, but every detail is considered. Even the most relaxed looks carry a sense of direction. There's movement, structure, and just enough edge to keep things interesting, without ever going over the top. Let these outfit combinations inspire you to refine your own wardrobe, to style with purpose, and to remember that sometimes the most powerful look is the one that speaks quietly, but leaves a lasting impression. Kendall's hair and makeup are essential parts of her signature look. Her hairstyles range from sleek buns and middle-parted waves to casual clips and ponytails. Always minimal, always clean. Her makeup is soft and sculpted. Glowy skin, neutral eyeshadows, fluffy brows, and either a nude lip or soft brown tones. She rarely experiments with bold color, and instead keeps things natural and warm. She's also a skincare girl. Her radiant complexion is the result of a consistent, gentle routine and a love of regular facials. That glow you see? It's real, and it's part of her entire aesthetic. Kendall Jenner is the face of quiet luxury, effortless dressing, and wearable minimalism. In a fashion era where maximalism and fast trends are everywhere, Kendall stands out by keeping it clean, calm, and collected. She's a muse for designers and a reference point for influencers. The kind of style icon that translates across age groups and aesthetics. Her ability to turn basics into something striking is what makes her current relevance so strong. From TikTok trend boards to Pinterest mood boards, Kendall's style is everywhere. Not because it's flashy, but because it's timeless. If you want to truly embrace Kendall Jenner's style, start by thinking less about what you wear and more about how you wear it. Her look isn't about chasing trends or owning the newest designer drop. It's about consistency, restraint, and an incredibly sharp eye for proportion and detail. First, focus on fit and silhouette. Kendall's outfits are almost always built around one key shape: a strong shoulder, a cinched waist, a perfectly relaxed pant leg, and everything else is styled to support that shape. Whether she's wearing denim or a couture gown, the balance of lines and structure is what gives her outfits their impact. Next, edit. Her style is about clarity. She doesn't pile on accessories or layer without purpose. There's always one standout detail, and everything else steps back to let it shine. Whether it's a long coat, a sharp shoe, or a clean neckline, she builds around that one focal point and lets it lead the look. Then there's texture and tone. Kendall relies on a mostly neutral palette: blacks, whites, creams, olive, muted browns, but what makes it interesting is the mix of materials: leather against cotton, silk against wool, mesh over denim. It's never loud, but it's never flat either. Playing with these contrasts adds quiet depth to every outfit. Don't be afraid of masculine pieces. Oversized blazers, loose trousers, structured coats. Kendall often borrows from traditionally masculine tailoring and softens it with her own femininity. That contrast is a huge part of her visual signature. And perhaps most importantly, wear your clothes with confidence. Kendall doesn't need a lot of layers or loud accessories to get noticed. She knows her style, and she wears it with ease. That confidence, not just in what she's wearing, but in how she carries it, is what makes her style so magnetic. So, if you're building your own wardrobe in the spirit of Kendall Jenner, think clean over cluttered, structured over trendy, and thoughtful over excessive. Choose pieces that feel strong but quiet. Invest in fit. Be intentional with every layer and let your style speak, even when you're not saying anything at all. So why is Gigi Hadid still one of the most talked about and influential style icons in the world? For starters, she has that rare ability to balance high fashion with real-life wearability. She's not just a runway model, she's someone whose personal outfits people actually want to copy. You'll see her in a designer coat layered over a simple white tank from the high street, or in perfectly tailored trousers with sneakers. It's approachable, but elevated. Gigi also stands out because she doesn't feel boxed in by one aesthetic. She's a true style chameleon. She can go from tomboyish streetwear to ultra-feminine boho to polished tailoring, all while staying unmistakably her. That versatility is a huge part of her appeal. Another reason? She's always evolving. Early in her career, she had that laid-back California vibe with beachy waves and denim shorts. Then she became the queen of the off-duty model uniform: leggings, bombers, boots, sleek sunglasses. More recently, since becoming a mom and launching her knitwear brand Guest in Residence, her style has grown even more refined. Lots of luxe knitwear, monochrome palettes, vintage-inspired tailoring. What's really striking is that even as her style has matured, she hasn't lost her playfulness. You'll still see her wearing cowboy boots, varsity jackets, baseball caps, or layering jewelry at a festival. She embraces trends, but she never chases them blindly. And maybe most importantly, Gigi feels authentic. She doesn't dress to please other people or fit into one mold. She wears what makes her comfortable and confident, and you can tell she owns every look. That kind of personal style is always going to feel fresh, and it's why people keep looking to her for inspiration. Gigi Hadid's style didn't just happen overnight. It's the product of over a decade of evolving tastes, trends, and life phases. Let's break it down by date to see how she got from California cool girl to global style icon. When Gigi first emerged on the scene in the early 2010s, her style was pure SoCal. Think denim cutoffs with breezy blouses, crochet crop tops, gladiator sandals, and flowy boho maxi dresses. Festivals were huge for her during this time. Coachella outfits featured fringe jackets, layered jewelry, suede boots, and floppy hats. Even her hair was part of the look, long, beachy waves and sun-kissed highlights. Makeup was bronzed, fresh, and minimal. It was a playful, youthful vibe that perfectly matched her image as the new All-American It Girl and Sports Illustrated rookie. She embraced color, patterns, and that laid-back, sun-drenched aesthetic that made her instantly relatable and aspirational. By the mid-2010s, Gigi had truly found her stride in the fashion world, and her style matured along with her career. This is the era most people associate with her off-duty model look. She embraced sharp, clean silhouettes with a sporty edge. Think sleek black leggings or skinny jeans, crop tops, oversized bombers, moto jackets, and tailored trenches. She was often seen in monochrome or neutral color palettes, lots of black, gray, camel, and white. She also loved sneakers, especially statement collaborations and retro styles, balancing them with structured bags or classic outerwear to keep things polished. Layering was essential to this phase. She'd pair a hoodie under a long coat or mix denim and leather for dimension. Her hair was often worn in sleek ponytails, tousled waves, or casual top knots, emphasizing that cool but unbothered vibe. This period solidified her as the queen of wearable street style, and countless fast fashion brands copied her signature looks. As her modeling career soared and she became a regular at the Met Gala, Gigi's red carpet style became more daring and sophisticated. She moved beyond simple, sexy dresses into bold architectural gowns with corsetry, dramatic trains, and innovative materials. Colors got bolder too: canary yellow, metallic silver, vivid reds. But she balanced this with moments of minimalist perfection: sleek black or white column gowns, subtle draping, and refined tailoring. Her makeup looks ranged from classic smoky eyes to modern graphic liner, while hair often went slick and sculptural for maximum impact. Even off the red carpet, her street style grew more polished. She embraced tailored trousers, blazers, and fine knitwear, proving she could do grown-up cool without losing her signature ease. This was the era where Gigi fully transitioned from cute California girl to bona fide fashion royalty. Gigi Hadid's most recent style phase is a true reflection of her personal evolution. Since becoming a mom in 2020, she's embraced a wardrobe that balances practicality, luxury, and authenticity in a way that feels grown up but never boring. This is the era of elevated basics and understated sophistication. She's leaned heavily into quality over quantity, investing in timeless staples that mix and match beautifully. Her color palette has softened, favoring creams, taupes, grays, blacks, and earthy neutrals. The result is a closet that feels cohesive, relaxed, and endlessly versatile. A huge part of this shift comes from her brand, Guest in Residence, which focuses on luxury knitwear. You'll see Gigi constantly in beautifully made cashmere sweaters, slim-fit turtlenecks, and relaxed cardigans, often in monochrome or tonal looks. It's polished without feeling fussy, perfect for city errands, travel days, or time with her daughter. Her love of oversized tailoring has also flourished in this phase. Long, boxy coats, slouchy blazers, and vintage-inspired trousers give her a sophisticated editorial edge while staying comfortable and practical. She's often photographed in head-to-toe tonal outfits that look expensive but effortless. But even with this refined approach, Gigi hasn't lost her playful side. She'll still add cowboy boots or Birkenstock clogs to an otherwise classic outfit, rock a varsity jacket or a colorful knit hat, or finish a cozy look with a baseball cap and chunky boots. It's that balance of polished and personal that keeps her style so compelling. Another hallmark of this era? Vintage and thrifted pieces. She's been vocal about sustainability and often mixes older finds into her wardrobe, proving that style doesn't have to mean brand new everything. Overall, this chapter of her style story is about embracing who she is now. A mother, an entrepreneur, and a fashion icon who's learned to edit her wardrobe down to things she truly loves and wears. It's a lesson in thoughtful, intentional dressing, and it might just be her best era yet. Gigi Hadid's daywear is a goldmine of inspiration for anyone wanting to look effortlessly pulled together. One of her signatures is great denim. She loves classic straight-leg jeans, high-waisted styles, and occasionally more relaxed, vintage-inspired fits. She often pairs them with a simple white tee, a tank top, or a fine knit, then layers on something special, like a statement trench, an oversized leather jacket, or a tailored coat. Another hallmark? Mixing comfort with polish. She'll wear track pants or leggings, but balance them with a smart blazer or structured bag. She knows exactly how to keep it casual without looking lazy. She's also big on monochrome looks. Think head-to-toe black, beige, or white, which instantly looks more intentional. Accessories make these outfits shine. Baseball caps, oversized sunglasses, minimal gold jewelry, and often a practical but chic tote or mini handbag. Footwear is carefully chosen for both function and style: loafers, sneakers, chunky boots. What stands out about her daywear is that it's always layered in a way that feels both cozy and cool, perfect for city strolls or errands while still feeling fashion-forward. Gigi's red carpet style is a masterclass in balancing drama and sophistication. She's known for taking risks that pay off. You'll see her in gowns with intricate cutouts, sculptural bodices, and dramatic trains. She often chooses bold colors like canary yellow, fiery red, or metallic silver that make her stand out in photos. But she also embraces minimalism when the mood calls for it. Sleek column gowns in black, white, or nude, with minimal embellishments and clean lines. Texture is another signature. Velvet, satin metallics, and even crystal embellishments give her red carpet looks depth and luxury. She often collaborates with top designers, from Versace to Prada, ensuring every look feels custom and intentional. Hair and makeup complete the story. She moves easily between old Hollywood glamour with soft curls and modern edge with slicked back buns or wet look hair. Her makeup can be fresh and dewy or bold with a graphic cat eye, depending on the vibe. Overall, Gigi's red carpet approach is to wear something memorable but never costumey. She knows her silhouette, she knows how to highlight her features, and she always exudes confidence. When it comes to going out, Gigi Hadid's style is equal parts sleek and fun. She loves a classic slip dress, often in silk or satin, that hugs the body without trying too hard. But she also rocks edgier combos like black leather pants with crop tops or tailored two-piece sets. Monochrome is big here too, with lots of all-black or all-white outfits that let the silhouette and materials shine. She knows how to keep things interesting with subtle details, like asymmetric necklines, corset-inspired seams, or ruching. Texture is key for her party looks. Leather, sequins, metallics, she's not afraid to add a little shine or edge to her outfits, but she does it in a way that feels streamlined. Accessories also elevate her night-out looks. Think strappy heels, bold earrings, mini bags, and sleek hair. She often opts for minimal but impactful makeup, a sharp cat eye, glowing skin, or a statement lip. What really sets her apart is her confidence. Even the simplest black mini dress feels elevated because she owns it completely. If you want to emulate her night out style, think sexy but subtle, polished but a little bit daring. If you want to recreate Gigi Hadid's signature style, here are the closet staples you'll want to build your wardrobe around. First, great denim. She loves classic straight leg, high-waisted, and vintage-inspired fits in blue or black. These are her go-to for casual but polished looks. Second, tailored trousers. Think relaxed but structured, perfect for when she wants that elevated city-ready vibe. Third, oversized outerwear. She's known for layering with trench coats, bombers, moto jackets, and big cozy blazers. These are the pieces that really define her silhouette. Fourth, crisp basics. She relies on white shirts and slim tank tops for clean, versatile layering. These keep everything looking fresh and effortless. Fifth, quality knitwear. Especially in recent years, Gigi lives in luxe cashmere sweaters, fine turtlenecks, and fitted cardigans, usually in neutral colors. Sixth, slip dresses. She wears them for nights out, but also layers them under jackets or knits for daytime. Seventh, leather pants. Black leather or coated styles give her night out looks that sleek, edgy vibe. Eighth, statement boots. Cowboy boots, combat boots, sleek ankle boots. Footwear is a big deal for her. Ninth, great sneakers. She mixes classic styles with statement collabs, proving sneakers can be chic at any age. 10th, minimal accessories. Baseball caps, oversized sunglasses, and layered gold jewelry are her go-to finishing touches. And finally, quality bags. She carries everything from designer mini bags to roomy, practical totes, always elevating the outfit. If you focus on these staples, you'll have the foundation to recreate Gigi's relaxed, model off-duty vibe in any setting. If there's one thing Gigi Hadid proves time and again, it's that accessories can make the outfit. She doesn't overload her looks with extras, but she always chooses the right pieces to finish things off in a way that feels personal and effortless. First, sunglasses are non-negotiable. Gigi is almost always seen in statement sunnies, whether it's oversized black frames, slim 90s-inspired styles, or classic aviators. They add that instant cool factor to even the simplest outfit. Hats are another signature move. Baseball caps, often in neutral colors or with vintage logos, are a staple for her off-duty days. She also loves beanies in colder weather and has been spotted in Western-style hats and fisherman caps for more boho or festival looks. Bags are carefully chosen but varied. She's known for structured mini bags when she wants to dress up, but she's equally into roomy, practical totes, especially as a mom on the go. You'll also see her in crossbody styles that let her keep her hands free while looking polished. Jewelry is one of the most interesting parts of Gigi's accessory game because she knows how to shift from minimal to maximal depending on the vibe. Day to day, you'll often see her in simple layered gold necklaces, small hoops, or delicate rings. But she's also not afraid to go all out with bold statement earrings, chunky layered chains, stacked rings, or multiple bracelets, especially for festival looks or editorial street-style moments. That ability to go from subtle to striking is part of what makes her style feel so personal and expressive. She's not limited to one look. She knows when to keep it understated and when to have fun piling it on. Belts are another subtle touch she uses to define her shape or add detail to an outfit, especially with tailored trousers or overcoats. Shoes are a huge part of her look. She's known for cowboy boots, combat boots, chunky loafers, and sleek ankle boots. But she's also very down-to-earth with her choices. You'll see her frequently wearing Birkenstocks for easy, relaxed spring-summer style, and she's a longtime fan of Adidas sneakers for that sporty, classic model off-duty look. She mixes designer footwear with practical, comfortable staples seamlessly. No matter which accessories she chooses, they always feel intentional and true to her personality. Whether she's wearing delicate gold jewelry or piling on boho layers, she proves the best outfits are the ones that tell your own story. Gigi Hadid's hair and makeup are key parts of her signature style, and they're always evolving, just like her fashion. Hair-wise, she's known for being versatile and trend-setting. For years, she was famous for her long, beachy waves, her classic California girl look that felt effortless and sun-kissed. That early signature style was all about healthy shine and relaxed movement, perfectly suiting her laid-back boho outfits. Over time, she's mixed in sleek low ponytails with sharp middle parts, messy buns for casual days, and sculptural wet look styles on the red carpet. She's also done old Hollywood curls and polished blowouts that feel timeless and glamorous. But last year, Gigi has given her hair a big refresh with a blunt bob. This shorter jaw-length cut felt like a grown-up editorial shift. Clean, sharp, and incredibly chic. The blunt bob emphasized her bone structure and gave her street style and tailored outfits a modern, fashion-forward edge. More recently, she's made that bob even more her own by styling it with flipped-out ends. The flipped bob trend nods to retro 60s and early 2000s influences, but feels fresh and playful on her. It adds movement and personality while keeping the overall silhouette sleek and controlled. Makeup-wise, Gigi knows exactly how to balance minimalism with drama. For everyday wear, she usually keeps it glowing and fresh. Sheer foundation or tinted moisturizer, subtle bronzer, brushed-up brows, and nude or peachy lips. It's real skin makeup that looks healthy and effortless. For red carpets and editorials, she's willing to turn up the volume. She's famous for sharp, graphic liner looks that make her eyes pop, smoky metallic shadows, or bold red lips that add instant glamour. Even then, she rarely overdoes it. Her skin always looks luminous, and the focus is typically on one standout feature. Ultimately, what makes Gigi's hair and makeup so inspiring is her willingness to evolve without losing her authentic vibe. She experiments, she plays with trends, and she knows how to make every choice, from a barefaced day to a dramatic cat eye, feel intentional and entirely her own. Now let's look at some outfit ideas inspired by Gigi Hadid's signature style. As these looks pop up on screen, think about how you can make them your own. Gigi's style is all about balance, mixing relaxed pieces with structured elements, adding interest through layering, and always paying attention to details. Notice how these combinations feel effortless but intentional. There's a clear sense of proportion and color coordination that makes each outfit look polished without trying too hard. Accessories play a huge role too, finishing off the looks in a way that feels personal and expressive. Whether it's understated or statement-making, it's always deliberate. Gigi's outfits are versatile enough to work for day wear, nights out, travel, or even special events. They're grounded in wearable basics but always have something that catches the eye. As you watch, think about how you could adapt these ideas to your own closet, mixing what you already have with a few standout pieces that really speak to you. Remember, her style isn't about following every trend, but about creating outfits that feel authentic, comfortable, and completely your own. Feel free to take inspiration from these ideas, tweak them to fit your vibe, and make them work for your everyday life. That's exactly what makes Gigi's approach to fashion so inspiring. If you want to really channel Gigi Hadid's style in your own wardrobe, focus on balance and authenticity. It's about mixing polished, structured pieces with relaxed, casual basics, so your outfit always feels intentional, but never stiff. Don't be afraid to layer. A great coat, jacket, or knit can transform even the simplest base into something styled and dimensional. Stick to versatile, neutral color palettes as your foundation, but add personality through texture, subtle prints, or the occasional bold pop of color when it feels right. Invest in quality staples that you'll actually wear. Think great denim, tailored trousers, sleek outerwear, and comfortable, stylish footwear. Accessories should feel thoughtful, whether that's a minimal gold necklace or a bold pair of sunglasses. And don't forget about hair and makeup. They're part of the whole story. Keep it natural and glowing for every day, but don't be afraid to experiment with bolder looks when you want to make a statement. Most importantly, wear everything with confidence. Gigi's style works because she knows who she is and dresses in a way that feels true to her. That's the real secret. When you feel comfortable and authentic in what you're wearing, it always looks good. She's one of those people who can step outside in the simplest outfit, like literally a tank top and flats, and still look like she belongs on the cover of Vogue. Her style is quiet, it's minimal, but it's not boring. It's polished without trying too hard, and honestly, it's the kind of style most of us could actually wear every single day. So, let's break down what makes Kaia's wardrobe so good, how she builds those "I just threw this on" looks that somehow always work. And of course, I'll give you outfit ideas along the way. By the end, you'll be able to recreate her vibe without needing a celebrity closet. Okay, so let's start with the big picture. Kaia's style works because it's minimal, it's wearable, and it's consistent. She doesn't chase trends every other week. Instead, she's built this quiet, chic wardrobe around clean lines, neutral colors, and classic shapes. It's very much that model off-duty thing, but hers feels a little smarter, a little more edited. She wears denim and tank tops, sure, but she balances them with good shoes, a perfectly cut jacket, or a really sleek little bag. And because she repeats a lot of her pieces, her style feels grounded. It's not just a new outfit for every paparazzi photo. And we can't talk about Kaia without mentioning Celine. She's been one of Hedi Slimane's muses for years, and you can see it in her wardrobe. The blazers, the ballet flats, the small structured bags, that Paris meets California aesthetic is basically her entire look. So, let's break down her everyday uniform. If you only take one thing from this video, take this formula: a fitted tank or a soft knit on top, straight jeans or easy pull-on pants, ballet flats or sneakers, and a tiny bag or tote to finish it off. That's it. It's not complicated, and I think that's why people love her style. It's approachable. You don't look at her outfits and think, "Oh, I could never wear that." You think, "Wait, I probably own something similar already." And the repetition is key. She wears the same tanks, the same flats, the same sneakers, the same bags again and again. That's why her style feels so recognizable. She's not trying to reinvent herself every month. She's refining a look. We have to talk about her shoes because Kaia basically brought ballet flats back. She wears them with everything: jeans, dresses, track shorts, skirts. Her go-to brand is Repetto, but the vibe is what matters here. You'll also spot her in Adidas Sambas and Onitsuka Tiger sneakers. Very casual, very in the moment, but still styled in her minimal way. And when she's going sportier, you'll catch her in on-running Cloud Novas, especially on her Pilates days. And then, when she wants something dressier in cooler months, she's been reaching for knee-high boots. Still simple, usually in black leather, but they instantly sharpen up her skirts and dresses. So if you're building a Kaia-inspired closet, start with shoes. Get one pair of good ballet flats, maybe in black leather, a pair of clean sneakers like Sambas or Onitsukas, and if you want to go further, a sleek pair of knee-high boots. You'll suddenly realize half her outfits are possible with just those. Kaia loves bottoms that are relaxed but polished. She's not a skinny jeans girl. She goes for straight or slightly loose cuts, denim that looks lived in but still chic. And then there are the pull-on pants. These are her secret weapon. They're comfy, but because they drape well and hit at the ankle, they look elevated. She'll pair them with a tank and ballet flats, and suddenly, it's a look. In summer, she swaps pants for a white skirt or even sporty track shorts. But here's the Kaia twist. She'll still wear them with flats. That little styling detail is what makes her stand out. Her tops are super simple. Tanks, ribbed knits, cropped cardigans, and soft crew necks. But she knows how to make them interesting with color. She sticks mostly to neutrals, black, white, navy. But every now and then she'll throw in a tomato red sweater or a striped knit. It's those little pops that make her wardrobe feel alive without losing the minimal base. This is where you see the Celine connection loud and clear. She loves cropped blazers, little jackets, and tailored outerwear that frames her basics. Even if she's wearing jeans and a tee, a sharp jacket instantly elevates it. And for warmer days, she goes lighter. A bomber, a denim jacket, or sometimes no jacket at all, just letting the accessories do the work. And don't forget the classic trench coat. Kaia wears it often, and it gives her outfits that timeless, slightly Parisian finish. Kaia doesn't do oversized bags or trendy statement purses. She sticks to small, timeless pieces. Celine Triomphe, Ava bags, or simple shoulder bags that look almost vintage. And of course, her canvas tote bags show up a lot too, especially on book club or errand days. Her jewelry is just as restrained. Little hoops, maybe a delicate chain. Sunglasses are usually oversized, with that don't bother me kind of chic energy. She's also often spotted with her AirPods Max or even wired earphones, which kind of become part of her look. And then there are the caps. A baseball cap instantly makes her outfit feel more casual cool. It's those little accessories that keep her style sharp, but never overdone. Her beauty look matches her clothes, clean and fresh. Glowy skin, brushed brows, natural hair, usually parted in the center. It's not about done-up glam. It's about looking healthy and effortless. That's why her whole vibe feels so consistent. Now, Kaia on the red carpet is a masterclass in restraint. She doesn't go over the top with feathers or glitter. Her choices are always streamlined, modern, and timeless. You'll often see her in black or neutral tones, playing with texture instead of loud colors. Sometimes it's lace, sometimes it's sheer panels, other times it's a sleek column silhouette that lets the cut of the dress do all the talking. A good example was her look at the Venice Film Festival. She wore black lace by Givenchy, and it felt glamorous without being fussy. Her hair wasn't pulled back or overstyled. It was left natural, loose, and soft, which balanced the drama of the dress perfectly. That contrast, effortless hair with a more elevated gown, is exactly how she translates her everyday style into evening wear. And that's what makes her red carpet style feel so authentic. She doesn't transform into a different person, she just polishes her everyday vibe. It's still Kaia, just turned up a notch. Minimal accessories, sleek makeup, and a focus on shape and fabric rather than over-accessorizing. That's her signature. Fun fact: Kaia has a book club called Library Science, and it kind of shows in her style. She has this literary girl vibe sometimes. Navy tee, pull-on trousers, ballet flats, and a canvas tote with a paperback sticking out. That's honestly one of my favorite Kaia moods because it's so wearable for all of us. So let's talk outfit ideas. Imagine those everyday coffee runs, the book club afternoons, Pilates mornings, summer city walks, or even a dressed-up evening look. Think about how Kaia would approach each one, always keeping it minimal, consistent, and wearable. As the looks pop up on screen, notice how they all share the same DNA. A balance of comfort and polish, little details repeated over and over, and nothing that feels forced. It's about building outfits that feel like you, but with that Kaia quiet chic twist. And the thing about Kaia is that her outfits feel so repeatable. You'll see the same shapes, the same layers, showing up in different settings, sometimes casual, sometimes more refined. But it all connects back to that same core style. That's what makes her so recognizable, and that's what makes her so easy to draw inspiration from. You can picture her moving through her week. A quick stop at the bookstore, an afternoon lunch with friends, a late-night dinner, or traveling between cities. The clothes adapt to the moment, but the essence stays the same: uncomplicated, chic, and just a little timeless. So here's the takeaway. Kaia's style isn't about buying a million things, it's about editing. She chooses fewer pieces, but really good ones. She rewears them, mixes them, and builds looks around consistency. If you want to channel her vibe, start small. Pick one pair of ballet flats you love, a tiny shoulder bag or a canvas tote, and a couple of easy tanks. Try that formula this week and see how it feels. And that wraps up our list of the top 5 best-dressed celebrities of the 2020s. Each of these women has defined a different side of modern fashion, from effortless minimalism to bold, expressive street style. And together, they've shaped the way an entire generation dresses. Fashion in the 2020s isn't about following one trend, it's about embracing individuality. And that's exactly what Hailey, Kaia, Kendall, Gigi, and Bella have done so beautifully. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments who you think deserves a spot on this list, or who I should feature next in the Celebrity Style series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.